Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you a quick lower body mobility drill, a dynamic warm-up that you could do on your lower body days to make sure you're all prepped, your movement is prepped and ready to go. So we're going to start with we're going to do the whole lower body, start with the ankles, alright? We're going to start with the lowest joint first. So what you're going to be doing is just a quick ankle mobilization, putting your toes right up on a ledge like this and rocking your knees in. Alright, as you're doing this, you're just rocking in, holding for a second, coming back. Now when you're doing this, I want you to shoot for your knee to be in line with your pinky toe. Alright, you're going to do that 3 times. Once you get that 3, you're going to do knee in line with your middle toes, like your 3rd, 4th toe right there. Do that 3 times, and then knee aligned with the big toe. Alright, so we're exploring, finding all those little nooks and crannies of the ankles that you're going to be stretching out. So 9 total, 3 pinky, 3 middle, 3 big toe. Alright. So once you do that, next we're going to be moving to the hip. So we hit the ankle, now we're going to be moving to the hip. Now, grab this. Next one we're going to be doing, you might need a little bit of support. You can use a pole or broomstick, dowel rod, whatever you want to do, but this is called the half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So you're going to get in this half kneeling position. Foot is right underneath the knee, and we're going to be rocking forward, holding, and rocking back. Rocking forward, holding, rocking back. Now if you need this as a little bit of support, you can do this, but you see how I'm leading with the hip, okay? I'm not swaying my back forward like this. My back stays nice and neutral, and I'm coming through with my hip. This gives me a nice good stretch of the hip flexor. And if you want a real good stretch, you can squeeze the butt at the very end, really stretching you out, all right? You're gonna be shooting for 8 per side, 8 rocks per side. This will get your anterior hip, your hip flexor all loosened up. Next one we have is the pigeon stretch. So with the pigeon stretch, what you're going to be doing, getting in this quadruped position, hands are underneath the shoulders. We're joint stacking, all right? So wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, all right? You're going to actually move your knees back a little bit, and you're going to bring one knee up in between the hands. From here, you're going to rotate that leg in, and sit back, all right? This is a pigeon stretch. You're just gonna hold for 2 seconds and switch. So knee up, windshield wiper that leg in, and sit back. All right, you're gonna feel this right here in your glutes, all right? You should be feeling that right there in the back of your glutes, your back of your hip capsule right there. Really feel a nice big stretch and switch. All right, now if you can't get in this position, what you can do is bring your knee up as far as you can go and just inch it up a little bit more each time. I'll show you from this side. So bring that knee up, inch it up a little bit more, and just slowly sit back, okay? You don't have to get into this weird, uncomfortable position if it's not for you, all right? So you're gonna be focusing 5 times on each side. From there, next we have what's called the frog stretch, okay? Frog stretch is one you want to start with at home, because I get this stretch, you're going to be a little vulnerable. You've probably never been in this position before, but it's a hell of a stretch. So try this out at home and then graduate to the gym. So how you're going to set up for this is you want to go knees as wide as you can on this mat, all right? From here, you place your elbows on the ground. Like I said, a little vulnerable. So make sure you're comfortable with where you're doing this. So back is nice and flat, and from here, slowly rocking the hips back. You're going to feel a nice pull in your groin area, your adductors, the inside of your thighs, as you rock back and rock forward. That's totally normal, all right? You're going to do this nice and slow and shoot for 8, all right? Now, if you're really tight, chances are you're probably not going to be able to get back that much, but the idea here is to keep the back flat. Don't round in as you go back, okay? Stop right before that back starts to round, all right? So just keep a nice flat back and rocking back. All right, once you do that, you might have to shake your hips out a little bit because they're probably gonna be a little tight. So shoot for 8 of that, okay? So we've done our ground-based exercises. We're gonna move to the standing exercises, all right? This is more dynamic. You're going through the motions here. You're getting prepped for exercise, okay? So the next one we're gonna do is a walking knee hug. So what this is gonna look like, you're gonna bring your knee up and pull this knee to the opposite shoulder, okay? This isn't just a knee to chest. This is a knee hug. This is actually going to be stretching out your glute as you pull this knee to opposite shoulder. Coming down. Pulling that knee to opposite shoulder. Now, if you're skilled and if you're a badass and you want to try this walking, do it. It's fun. You look cool, and you get to move around while you do it, which makes you look like a pro. So, knee hug to the opposite side. Now, if you can't quite do that, that's all right. What you can do is just sit next to a bench or some type of sturdy ledge where you can hug and hold on to if you need to, all right? Hug, hold on to if you need to, all right? Easy enough. So you're going to be doing 6 each side on that, all right? And you should be only holding for about a second at the top. Next one is the quad pull. One of my favorite ones right here, and I'll show you from the side what this is going to look like. You're actually going to be reaching behind your body and grabbing your opposite foot with your opposite hand, okay? Just holding this, you're going to get a nice big stretch to the front of the leg, the hip flexor. Holding for a second and coming back down. As you do this, you want to try and pull your knee, you want to try and pull your heel to your butt. It's going to give you a nice big stretch through there. Like I said before, if you're having trouble with the balance, what you can do is stand next to a ledge to give you some support. Okay, that's going to be really good for the quads. By this point in the stretch, by this point in the mobility drill, you should be feeling like you're starting to get a little bit loose, ready for exercise. You're going to be doing 6 per leg, all right? Now, another one of my absolute favorite ones, a lot of times people say are really tight hamstrings back here. So I want to show you a really good stretch for that. So it's called the hamstring stretch, the walking hamstring stretch. So what you're going to be doing is putting your foot right out in front of you. Toes are pointed up towards your nose. And you're going to be on your heel here, pushing your butt back as far as you can. You're going to feel an immediate pull in the back of your leg. All right, you're going to hold that and switch. Notice how my front foot is a little bit ahead of my rear foot and I'm pushing my hips back. All right, I'm not bending over. My hips, I'm hinging through those hips to get a nice lengthening of the hamstrings. Now, if you're an ultimate badass and you really want to get some mobility in that hamstring and the hips, what you can do, hips are back, and you can pretend to wave. Wave to all those little ants on the ground with your foot. Hello down there. So you're going to wave. It's not just a little ankle pump, it's a wave through your hip. Okay, that's going to help you with some internal external rotation as all those different hamstring fibers get stretched out. So you're waving through the hip. And you can just do a couple different, couple internal external rotations and move on. All right, so let's shoot for 6 for there, okay? Now, you'll notice these aren't long stretches. These are just to get your muscles moving through a proper range of motion. All right, 2 more. These 2 are a little bit more advanced. You can throw these in at the end. The sequence that I just gave you, that's perfectly fine. If you want to do a little bit more, this is for you. This is called the world's greatest stretch. Now, you need some mobility, you need some balance, you need some coordination for this, but it's an absolute excellent stretch, okay? It's broken down into a couple different steps. What you can do, first step is knee hug. From there, you're going to go into a lunge. Hands go right on the ground in the instep of the foot. From here, we are rotating in towards this foot, towards this knee, following the fingertips with the eyes, opening up that thoracic spine. From here, hands go down, and we're going into that hamstring stretch that we just did, and coming up. All right, now from what this looks like, opposite side, here we go. Nice big stretch, knee hug. Hands are down. Rotate in towards this leg, okay? Because if you rotate this way, you fall over, boom. All right, You rotate in towards the leg. Hands go on each side of the foot. Coming up into this hamstring stretch. And finish through. All right. Now, if you can do 3 on each side, that's amazing. This is absolute perfect stretch that hits absolutely everything. Okay. So if you got that, you're going to be really good to go. Last one, this is an optional one, is a lateral lunge. And how you can set up for this is if you're going to be doing a lot of movement side to side. Great mobility stretch for this is a wide stance. Feet are on skis. You want to keep them straight and parallel. Nice wide stance. You can use your hands out here as a counterbalance to have you from falling forward on your face. And what you're going to be doing is sitting back over your heel. Okay, with a nice lengthening of the trailing leg. Okay, notice how my hips, first movement, my hips are going back. And I'm getting this nice big pull on the inside of my leg here and coming up. Okay, one big mistake I see with this is people come forward with their knees and they put a lot of pressure on the knees, which causes some pain. You got to sit back through the hips. Or people don't go wide enough because they just don't, and this happens and they fall over. So you got to go wide. You got to sit back through your hips, stay on your heels. Okay, essentially your torso is going to kind of bend in half. All right, so that's lower body warm-up, guys. Try that out. It should only take about 5 to 10 minutes once you get the hang of it and run through it. Try it out.